Can we survive a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokémon Infinite Fusion if we can only use ice types? The Christmas season is upon us at last, which means we're limiting ourselves to fusing our encounters with only the holliest and the jolliest of boys and girls. But with so few Pokémon available, can we even survive to the end to defeat this game's hardcore mode version of the Elite Four? Let's find out. Today, we are not only named Daddy, as per usual, but we are named Daddy Christmas, for we shall be bringing the holly jolly to all the boys and girls. And why would us defeating our enemies bring holly jolly feelings to the boys and girls? Well, because we'll be defeating the ultimate villain of Christmas. Our rival tries in every way to make the season about themselves. She changes out the colored lights for the white LED ones. She tries out themes like Pastel Christmas. Oh, this bitch is full of blasphemy. Who do I speak of? Well, none other than the White Woman. We begin our adventure to topple the tyranny of the White Woman in the only way that makes sense: by beating the piss out of the White Woman. We choose Bulbasaur as our starter since we want only the best on Christmas, and we defeat the White Woman with ease. Now I can already hear you guys. Hold up, Andrew. Bulbasaur isn't an ice type. What are you doing? Well, we've taken every ice type available in the game and put it in our PC before the run even begins. Every time we catch a new Mon, we'll fuse it with the next ice type up in the Pokedex until we run out of ice types. With that in mind, we take the Dex's first ice type, an adorable little seal, and fuse it with our Bulbasaur. I love this little man more than life itself. We take our new favorite little guy and complete our intro checklist of running to town, check, grabbing an old man's package, no homo, Jesus, Mr. J-Man, he'd be a little upset with us doing that on his birthday, but still check. Getting our Pokedex and officially leaving town to begin our Yuletide adventure. We set out towards Pewter City to face Brock, catching the run's first encounters along the way. Those encounters were in order: Shelder Venipede, Jinx Diglett, Lapras Phantump, and Articuno Cleffa. We make our way through Viridian Forest, making sure our team is battle-hardened and ready to take on Brock. Our first challenge is waiting for us, so we approach it and jump into battle. Brock leads Sudowoodo Ralts and we lead Laptump. As cute as this thing is, it needs to die. A single Water Pulse does the trick. Cyndaquil Aaron is Brock's ace, and it's another easy Water Pulse kill. Having a Lapras on our team meant that Brock had no chance from the start. Our holly jolly warriors were never going to be stopped. The first gym leader is an easy one. Hopefully, this trend continues. Badge number 1 belongs to Team Daddy Christmas. We head east of Pewter to Route 3 to look for our next encounter. A Ghastly jumps out of the grass and we are just oh so overjoyed to see it. We snag up our new friend and fuse it with the next ice type in the Dex, Sneasel. This fusion is an absolute beauty, and we're very excited to see what it's going to turn into in the future. We continue down Route 3, messing up any enemy of Christmas that we come across on our way. We reach Mount Moon and talk with Nurse Cindy Luhu. She is quite upset over a group of scoundrels terrorizing people in the cave. More on that soon. As for now though, we grab our next encounter from Mount Moon, a Larvitar Turtwig fusion. We keep the Larvitar half and fuse it with Swinub. I will protect this little guy with my f***ing life. We leave him in the box for now, as he won't be very powerful until much later on in the run, and continue our adventure through Mount Moon. We battle through all the trainers, gaining enough experience to evolve Clefairy and Scizor on the way. We finally come across the meetup spot of those scoundrels we were talking about earlier, and we are stunned by who we see leading them. It's the Grinch. The Grinch has made it his personal mission to destroy Christmas for all the boys and girls. battles, and is doing it by fusing Pokemon. How does that work? I don't know. We defeat the Grinch's minion and he runs away like the little bitch that he is. We come down off the mountain and stroll into Cerulean, jingle bells ringing as we go. We prep our team and head north, ready to face off with Christmas's greatest enemy once more. The White Woman leads Venonat Golurk and we lead Ginlet. We hit Powder Snow for about a quarter health, then get poisoned back. We put it to sleep the next turn and take the chance to switch into Gasol. Venilurk wakes up though and hits us with Confusion. We hit a Feint Attack to bring them deep into the yellow, but have to tank a Psybeam for it. White Woman heals up the next turn and Feint Attack isn't quite enough to bring Venilurk under half. We chance a crit in order to stay in, and it pays off when we pick up the KO the following turn. Coughing Horsey is up next and we swap to Clefkuno. A pretty silly decision, I won't lie. We tank in Assurance no problem on the switch, but get blasted by Sludge the following turn. We even get poisoned by it. We don't have enough power to KO, so we're forced to switch to Laptump. We're still in a bit of danger here as we are a grass type, but Body Slam is enough to KO before we take too much damage. Paris Mime Jr. is next, which is practically a free kill, as none of the powder moves it uses affect grass types like Laptump. Squirtmeleon is the last White Woman Mon, and we're able to win the War of Attrition by spamming Body Slam enough to pick up a Paralysis. This fight proved far more dangerous than I thought it was going to be. That Venilurk this early on was rough to deal with. We laugh at the White Woman and she runs off halfway through us ranting at her about the superiority of incandescent Christmas lights. We continue up Nugget Bridge with very little issue. We sleigh ride our way through all the trainers and reward ourselves with a new encounter on the opposite side of the bridge. We come across a Phoebus Happiny Fusion. We scoop it up, keep the Happiny half, and fuse it with our next ice type up, Delibird. The resulting fusion is adorable. Power-wise, however, not so great. We leave it in the box for now and continue our journey down Route 24 towards Bill's house. The road is long and full of fighting, but worth it, as we get to see Venator and Gasol evolve on the way. Our new friend Hansel looks incredible. Our new friend Whirlader, though? Yeah, not so much. He's still pretty damn ugly. But we do accept him, as J-Man himself would have wanted. We finish our hike to Bill's and encounter something J-Man would not have wanted. The ultimate epitome of furry nonsense. Full-on bodily control by the furry entity. Disgusting. We help Bill free himself of the furry force controlling him, once again as J-Man himself would have wanted. He rewards us with an SS and ticket, and we get the hell out of there as quickly as we can. We shudder as we try our best to force the disgusting images we just saw from our mind and prepare ourselves for the run's next challenge. From one J-Man disappointment to the next, from furry to hentai superstar. Misty isn't exactly nuts about the idea of us calling her that, but she gets no say in it. She must earn that privilege through battle. Misty leads Mantike Drowsy, and we lead Laptump. We trade a Leech Seed for a Headbutt turn 1, and I will take it. We use the Sustain from the Leech Seed healing to use Growth twice, then proceed to one-shot both of Misty's Mons. Healing and battle moves are always a solid choice while Nuzlocking, and this battle is clear evidence of that. Misty got bent over in this battle. Good thing she's used to it. And if that doesn't make you holly jolly, I don't know what will. Badge number 2 goes to Team Daddy Christmas. We head straight south after beating Misty, taking the underground tunnel to Vermilion. We walk into town and go right to the fisherman's house. He gives us an early Christmas present, and we are overjoyed to unwrap a fishing rod. We go to the edge of town and fish ourselves up a Torchic. It fuses with Glaceon to make an adorable little frozen chicken nugget. We box it for now and continue on our way, leaving town and heading south again to jump aboard the SS Anne. A Christmas party is being held and we are here to crash it. We fight every willing participant on board, gaining enough experience to see Ginlet evolve into Gin Trio. The aura on this thing is insane.
It's gotta be the hair, Cotton. It's beautiful, feathered, and lethal. You just don't see it nowadays.
After clearing all of the boat's cabins, there's just one last enemy to deal with. The SS Anne is a ritzy upper-class location, so you just had to know that the White Woman would make an appearance. We're disgusted by her general presence, so we challenge her to yet another showdown. White Woman leads with Ninjask, Weedle, and we lead Hansel. We go right for Shadow Punch, dealing great damage as Nindle sets up an agility. We're outsped and hit with Sand Attack turn 2, but easily KO back with another Shadow Punch. Trapinch Persian is next, who's immune to Shadow Punch. We try an Icy Wind, but miss, and are hit back hard by a Rock Slide. We swapped a Laptump, who takes the Rock Slide fairly well. A Water Gem boosted Water Pulse is enough for the kill. Our rival's starter comes out next, so we go for a Leech Seed. White Woman responds with a Bite, but it's no issue at all for the massive bulk known as Laptump. 2 Body Slams combined with Leech Seed damage is enough for a fairly easy KO. Slack Off Marowak is last out, which is an easy one-shot with Water Pulse. Crashing Christmas parties can be fun, but it's always something special when you get to also ruin the evening for a local waspy White Woman. We claim our victory, laugh at the White Woman, have a chat with Uncle Boatman.
Oh God, no!
And leave the boat to head to Surge's gym. Surge is an odd person to read. Would he be a devout Christian Christmas enthusiast, or an old jaded Lieutenant Dan type that hates the holidays due to PTSD flashbacks? It's kinda hard to tell. Either way, we're ruining his f***ing Christmas. Surge leads with Luxio, Lickitung, and we lead Jin Trio. Boys and girls watching at home, prepare for the most one-sided gym fight of the run. We one-shot Lutung with Mud Bomb. Mareep Fampy comes out, and we one-shot that thing too. Mew Flaffy lives a Mud Bomb, but doesn't hit very hard back at all. A second Mud Bomb, and it's already over. I really thought ruining a boomer's Christmas would be a little bit harder than this, but as it turns out, it's fairly easy. Badge number 3 belongs to us. We head back north to Cerulean and turn east towards Route 9. We clobber a few trainers on our way, but have zero issues with them, reaching Rock Tunnel practically unscathed. We enter the tunnel and grab up our next encounter, which turns out to be a Larvesta. We fuse it with the next Mon up in the decks. Kyurem. A Kyurem Volcarona fusion is going to be insanely strong later in the run, but we have a long road ahead of us before we're able to evolve it around the level 60 mark. We leave it in the box for now and make our way through Rock Tunnel. The trainers in here give us no real problems, but we do cash in our free gift encounter in the tunnel's secret area. We're given yet another awesome Christmas gift, a Chimchar. Its fusion with Snorunt gives us an adorable little monkey guy whose true power won't be seen for a little while longer, so we leave him in the box as well. We finish our quest through the tunnel and pop out on the other side in Lavender Town. We head straight for the Pokemon Tower and encounter the White Woman yet again. She seems to be here grieving a lost friend. I didn't mean to interrupt her Scrooge Christmas Carol arc, but she insists on fighting us, so we jump right into it. White Woman leads Toxapex Nidoran, and we lead Hansel. We start with a Shadow Punch as Toxaran goes for Quick Guard. We do get poisoned by Toxaran's ability, but it's practically free damage, so we'll take it. We then burn our rival's Super Potions over the next few turns, finally picking up a KO as we're brought down to about half health due to poison. Diglett Dodrio gets sent out. We stay in and pay for it in the way of a Sucker Punch that takes Hansel out. I saw a 4 times effective Icy Wind and I got cocky. I should have known better. We lick our wounds and send out Gentrio for a quick and easy revenge kill. Warmeleon is up next and it's another quick kill via an Earth Power. White Woman's last Mon is Kyurem Dragonair. It's packing Dragon Rage, which is definitely spooky, but we're able to 2-hit KO with a Draining Kiss before it threatens us all too much. We came here to mock the White Woman for her Christmas Carol arc, but it turns out we're forced to go through a Scrooge storyline ourselves. We wish we could bring back Hansel, but the ghost of Christmas past refuses to allow it. We can only hope to improve enough to keep the ghosts of Christmas yet to come at bay. We leave Pokemon Tower and hit the PC to put Hansel in the RIP box. We replace him with Snowchar and continue our journey west to Celadon City. Coming off the death of Hansel, we keep our wits about us when facing the trainers on the way to Celadon. Other Other than getting to watch Snowchar evolve, it's a fairly uneventful trip. Upon reaching the big city, we run to the department store and buy a water stone for Scoliter. We use it to evolve him into his final form. I really expected more. You know, even though he's not much to look at, this boy does got power. Honestly, might be the sleeper carry of the run. We also pick up our next Christmas gift encounter in the form of an Eevee. It gets randomized into a Pikachu, which we fuse with Regice. This guy looks awesome, and no doubt has some hidden power that we could take advantage of in the near future. We leave him in the box for now and head to the sewers south of town. We come across the Grinch minions once again. They're fighting with White Woman. We giggle to ourselves as we watch our enemies destroy each other and take off into the sewers in search of the Grinch. There are many minions on the way to our face-off with the Grinch, and all the experience proves useful as we get to see a bunch of boys and girls power up into new forms. First, Seesaw evolves not once but twice, and we are graced by his final form. Oh, he looks jolly. He looks holly. He looks holly jolly. He looks ready to go to in war for Christmas. We also see Snowchar evolve twice as well. He's looking a little rough, let's be real with ourselves, but he still has one more form to go. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he lives long enough to see it. We finally come to the heart of the Grinch's hideout, and the man himself meets us at our journey's end. Christmas face-off time starts now. Grinch leads with Gligar, Bibarel, and we lead Dusor in all of his glory. We hit a Brine for just below half damage and get our defense lowered by Screech. We put Glibarel to sleep the next turn and hit another Brine, just missing the KO. Grinch goes for a potion, so we spend the next turn predicting that and setting up Leech Seed and another Sleep Powder before finally getting the kill. Gengar Lampent is up next, so we swap to Laptump. We eat a Shadow Ball for our troubles, and it does far more than we were expecting. We stay in and take a Sucker Punch, bringing us deep into the yellow before getting off a gem boosted Brine, bringing Genpent into the red. Another Sucker Punch will kill, so we swap to Clefkuno, who gets smacked hard with a crit Shadow Ball. Deep in the yellow now, we chance staying in. We outspeed, thank God, and hit a Gust for the kill. Scolipede Anorith is the last victim up. We swap to Dusor, who chews up a Poison Tail with barely a sweat. We set up Leech Seed and Sleep Powder just to be super safe, then take Skolrith out with a Brine. That was a far harder fight than we initially thought it'd be. Another crit in this match could have gone very differently. We count our lucky blessings that we got through it without anybody dying, collect the Sylph Scope as our prize, and head straight to Erica's gym to finish off our Celadon adventures. Erica leads Grotle Garbodor, and we lead Skolister. The sheer power of Skolister gives us a one-hit KO. Shroomish Regice is next, who survives an Icicle Spear due to a Citrus Berry. This little guy might look soft, but he is not f***ing around. He hits us with a 4 times effective Ancient Power, which brings Skolister all the way down to just 2 HP. We do outspeed though, and know an Icicle Spear will kill, so we stay in and pick up the KO. Gyarados Grovyle comes out, and we know this thing will outspeed us, so we swap to Clefkuno, who's immune to the Dragon Rage on the switch. We're hit the next turn with an Ice Fang, which does big damage and freezes us. We stay in, mostly accepting Clefkuno's death, but we thaw out. We hit a Gust, bringing Garaville down to half health. We decide to risk the switch to Snownape and are hit with Ice Fang while switching. We trade a Swords Dance for a Scary Face the next turn, which is a trade I am more than fine with. We eat up a Dragon Rage with ease and KO back with Close Combat, also with ease. That was far scarier than I would have hoped. Erica's Grass Squad should have been an easy matchup for our team, and we almost got wiped by it. We count our lucky stars and claim badge number 4 for our collection. We head back to Lavender and start our climb up the ever spooky Pokemon Tower. We defeat every last Spirit of Christmas Past that comes our way, powering up our team with plenty of easy experience. We power up enough to see 2 Mons reach their final forms. We've been waiting on Laptump for a long while, but I'd say that this goofy looking Lapras tree was worth the wait. Snownape's final form is the absolute pinnacle of being worth the wait though. Look at this thing! I can feel the aura through my damn computer screen. With the help of our new powerhouses, we reach the final spooky, scary Phantom Ghost Lady boss. We face her Houndoom Ampharos in battle and dispatch of it easily enough. We climb the final staircase, claim the prize of a Pokeflute, and run back through Celadon to awaken Snorlax. It's time to see what our final encounter of the game will be. It's randomized into an Executor. We snag it up and fuse it with the Dex's final ice type, Amora. I've definitely seen better looking fusions in my time, but Psychic is a nice typing to have in our back pocket. We leave it in the box and head south to Fuchsia, ready to take on the Chad autistic ninja man himself, Koga. Koga usually puts up quite the fight and has gained a lot of respect from us throughout past Nuzlocke runs. I'm sorry to tell you, however, that this is just not the case this time around. Koga leads Weavile, Spinarak, and we lead Jin Trio. One Earth Power and it's all she wrote. Seadra Arbok is next and it's another easy Earth Power one-shot. Gudra Venipede is third, who actually manages to survive an Earth Power and hit us back with a Body Slam. Koga swaps out to Oddish Nidorina as we go for Ice Beam, which takes it out. Goopede is now all that Koga has left, which can't live a second Earth Power. It's a breeze of a sweep for Jin Trio. To be fair to Koga, this was just kind of bad RNG for him. Fusing with a ground type early on in the run meant that if we kept Jin Trio alive, this fight was always bound to be fairly straightforward and simple for us. We won't hold it against Koga though. He's still a Chad in all of our hearts. Badge number 5, however, it belongs to Team Daddy Christmas. We grab up the Surf HM quickly before heading back through Lavender and into the Big Apple of the Pokemon world, aka Saffron City. And just like the real world's Big Apple, it is riddled with crime. Who is committing the crime? Why, the Grinch and his no good minions, of course. We take the fight to the Sylph building, pummeling every grunt that looks in our direction. As with most runs, these grunts are literally zero threat to our team of mid-game monsters. We use them all as punching bags and get powered up enough to finally watch Clefkuno reach their glorious final form. We bust down the door of the Grinch's top floor office and prepare for battle. But silly old me forgot that all of this can't be about me, it can't be about the Grinch, it can't even be about Christmas. Everything must be made about one person. The White Woman. She insists on inserting herself into our Christmas quest, so we decide it's about time we taught her yet another lesson. White Woman leads Darkrai Venipede and we lead Jin Trio. We chunk Darkpede down below half and he sets up a double team. A second Ice Beam does the trick. Ho-Oh Snowrunt is second and we go for an Earth Power, thinking we'll one-shot it. We are absolutely horrified to watch Ho-Runt live in the red, and a Fire Blast comes back at us. Jin Trio practically evaporates in front of our eyes. A tough loss to take, especially right before one of the tougher battles of the run. We send out Clefkuno to clean up the kill. Zekrom Togepi is next, who falls fairly quickly to 2 Moonblasts, but we're forced to take 78 HP worth of damage. Second last up is Gloom Graveler. We hit an Ice Beam for half health and are hit back with Rock Blast. We watch in horror as the move connects, but it only picks up 2 hits, thank God. Clefkuno was on the verge of death there. Another Ice Beam grabs the KO safely enough though. Warmeleon is last out, but he's not much of a threat when facing off against the mighty Dusor with his Suck and Cuck combo. White Woman is once again not the strongest trainer around, but she is clearly gaining power as we get closer to Christmas Day. Jin Trio is a big loss and we're sure to feel it for the rest of the run. White Woman does feel guilty about it at least and joins us to face off against the Grinch. Enemy of my enemy kind of deal, blah blah blah. We lock eyes with the Grinch and the fight begins. The Grinch leads Marini Gligar with Execute Marshtomp. White Woman leads Darkpede again, and we lead Skolister. We hit a huge Mega Horn turn 1 to take out the Executomp, but take a poison jab and get poisoned in return. Necrozma Ivysaur is the next Grinchmon out, but it doesn't stand a chance against a massive Icicle Spear from Skolister. Darkpede sets up a double team as Margar misses a liquidation. Hitmontop Lucario comes out, and Skollister wants none of that. We swap to Dewsaur, which allows us to eat up a close combat from the Hitmoncario. Darkpede remains selfish by setting up another double team, and we're forced to take a second hit, this time from Margar. We land a Sleep Powder the next turn on Hitmoncario, but are forced to take a Poison Jab from Margar. We're trying our best to play this safe by setting up Sleep and Leech Seed, which will give us even more insurance in case we have to switch out here. We end up pretty low in the red at one point, but get Leech Seed set up on both enemies, meaning Dewsaur slowly heals up as we put things to sleep and ship them down with Leech Seed damage. A few turns later, once everything is safe, we hit a Surf, taking the Hitmoncario down and bringing Margar into the red. It's now the last Mon, but we swap to Lavenant just to be extra safe. Darkpede takes it out before we even need to make a move, however. There wasn't a big moment in the match where we didn't feel truly in control, but we were out-leveled and had an NPC on our side, so there's always a risk involved. A critical hit or two also could have lost us that fight. We've had some decent luck in the areas we needed to in this run. J-Man is looking down on us as his champion of Christmas, I suppose. The Grinch runs off to his next hiding place, and we leave Silphco behind, ready to lick our wounds and prepare for the run's next challenge. We hit the PC and box our recently fallen soldier. It hurts to see a Mon go down that's been with us from the beginning, but we do have some power in the PC to look over, so things could be worse. We decide to add Regice Pikachu to our team. We grab a Thunderstone to evolve it, and it looks amazing. Will it be powerful enough to fit in with the crew though? Well, we're here to find out. How will we find out? Well, because it's another day and another white woman to knock down a peg. This one says that she has great mental strength and insists that we're gaslighting her when we tell her how we're gonna beat her for her badge. Another day, another white woman getting beat. Yay, Christmas! Sabrina leads Kadabra Amistar, and we lead Lappinant. With the power of Phantom Force, Catastar stood not even a little bit of a chance. Roserade Meloetta comes out, and it too never stood a chance against Phantom Force. We do, however, need to go down to 80 HP this time. Gardevoir Dusclops comes out, and nothing on my team would enjoy taking a hit from this thing. We risk staying in to hit a Leech Seed, but we're smacked back with Psychic, which takes Lappinant down. We had a feeling we might have to lose something here, but it still hurts to see. We bring out Skollister, who misses out on the KO with Icicle Spear, but Gardevoir over there decides to just throw the match by going for Future Sight. It's taken out the next turn by another Spear and is replaced by Jinx Espeon. That doesn't last very long though, as we're able to pick up a huge one-hit KO with Megahorn. It never feels good to lose a Mon, especially back-to-back in big battles like this, but at least we're getting high enough in levels for some power in the PC to shine. Right? Let's hope. Badge number 6 belongs to the Christmas Cheer Squad. We hit the PC once more. This is starting to feel like a far too common errand to run. We place Lappinant into the Rip Box and take a look at our available Mons. With the new level caps, Pupaswine is able to evolve, so it's looking like an awfully good choice right now. We take it out of the box and continue our adventure. It's time to hit the open sea. Cinnabar is calling our name. We claw our way through all the Ocean Routes trainers and get Pupaswine as much experience as we can. It evolves into its final form, and we're left with this absolute beauty of a Mon. This thing looks deadly, and it is deadly. We arrive at Cinnabar with a renewed sense of confidence. Nothing will stop us now. Not even this old wrinkled boomer that they call Blaine. Blaine leads with Sneasel Typhlosion, and we lead our new best buddy Tyrannoswine. Perhaps you're starting to see why I brought our new friend along for today's activities. If you don't see it yet, it will become abundantly clear very soon. Rock Slide, KO. Latios Flareon hits the field. Rock Slide, KO. Oricorio Arcanine joins the fray. Earthquake, KO. Porygon Z Flareon is Blaine's last Mon. Guess what? You got it, a one-hit KO. Not only was Tyrannoswine a perfect matchup for this gym fight, but he is also really f***ing strong. We don't want to embarrass Blaine further, so we just grab our badge without speaking another word. Badge number 7 belongs to us and our new best buddy. The time has come once more to prepare for what is almost always the hardest fight of the run. The Grinch has finally done it. He's pooled his resources, prepared his evil plan, and is ready to attempt to steal Christmas. And it's our job to stop him. We follow him to Mount Ember, give a holiday smackdown to all of his minions, and face him once more. Christmas is on the line, and one of our team members has taken it personally. The Grinch sends out his horrible festivity-killing creature, and we lead with Regichu. There's something I didn't know before this fight, boys and girls. There's something that had to be revealed to me via the magic of Christmas. Regichu? Turns out he's a devout Christian. He is a Santa believer. He is a true champion of Christmas. He hits the Moltres head with a Thunderbolt, and it's a quick and easy one-hit KO. Zapdos hits us with a Drill Peck, and Articuno sets up a Reflect. We go for an Ice Beam on Zapdos, which brings it into the red, and picks up a Freeze. It remains frozen, and Articuno tries its own Ice Beam, doing pitiful damage. We hit a Thunderbolt to finish off the Zapdos, and Articuno falls to 2 more. Not only did we get through this game's ultimate boss fight with 0 casualties, we did it without switching Mons. Regichu was simply fed up with the Grinch and his teenage atheist angst, and he put that bitch down. The Grinch is so embarrassed that he runs off, abandoning his plans for Christmas ruining before leaving. It's a Christmas miracle. We grab a ride back to Cinnabar and head to Viridian. The Grinch can't just run back into hiding. We demand revenge. We find the cave that he calls home and approach him for the last time. The Grinch decides to pull one last desperate attempt at a fight, and we oblige him. The Grinch leads Groudon, Poliwag, and we lead Skolister. Here's a pop quiz, boys and girls. Can all of the Grinch's team defeat a veteran Christmas enjoyer such as Skolister? The answer is, obviously, no. We channel the Christmas cheer using Skolister's thick-ass frame as a conductor and Shell Smash into Icicle Spear the Grinch's entire team for one-hit KOs. Never bring a ground team to a Christmas party. They will die slow, painful deaths, and deservedly so. Don't fuck with Christmas. The Grinch admits defeat and seems to think about what he's done. I could swear, although it defies all logic, that his heart grew 3 sizes that day. He bids us farewell and rewards us with our best Christmas present yet. Badge number 8. We head back to the PC and make the run's final team update. Monkey Man has served us well, but with the new level cap, we have a new powerhouse to add to the lineup. We train up and evolve Kiesta and a Corona, and it is a marvelous specimen. We add it to the team and head straight west, ready to finally face down the endgame. We cross paths with the ever-devious White Woman once more, and are more than happy to crush her yet again. She leads Espeon Nosepass, and we lead Corona. Our goal here is to showcase the raw power of Corona, and that's what we did. We set up just one Quiver Dance and are able to easily KO Espass, Ryware, and White Woman's starter Blasmelian. Finally, after destroying most of our rival's team, we're forced to switch when she sends out Pukutomb. We go into Dusor, who's able to set up Leech Seed and Sleep Powder, which allows us to freely switch into Regichu to clean up with a Thunderbolt. If that battle doesn't show the massive amount of Christmas cheer in the heart of Corona, I don't know what will. We laugh our rival off and take our first steps into the endgame. If we're gonna bring this home, then the time is now. We step our way through the grand doors of Victory Road and, as per usual, absolutely demolish everything in our sight. Easy puzzles, easy fights, easy life. Nothing new here. The real challenge, however, now lays in front of us. It's late at night and Christmas morning is a few short hours away. Will we make it to our Christmas tree to unwrap our presents? Or will the white woman defeat us once and for all? It's time to put it all on the line and find out. It's time to put trust in our based Santa believers and save Christmas. Our final crew of Holly Jolly team members is as follows. Tyrannoswine with Oblivious, rocking Earthquake for stab, Crunch for coverage, Rock Slide for double stab, and Chip Away because I ran out of ideas. You don't need many ideas for this thing though. It looks like a truck and it hits like one too. Soft Sand powers up multiple earthquakes. This thing is just a menace. Getting just 1 or 2 hits in with this behemoth can change the entire battle. He's here to cover bad matchups and to just do raw damage. Regichu with Static, the champion of Christmas, the one who came through when no one else could. The Mon that single-handedly took down the game's hardest boss. He's fast, he's powerful, he's Reggie. Thunderbolt, Ancient Power, Ice Beam, Nuzzle. Straightforward moveset. Heavy hitters, plus coverage, plus guaranteed para. Electric Gem to nuke something. Regichu is here to click buttons and melt faces because it's what he does best. Corona with Flame Body. The latest addition to the team is rocking Flamethrower Stab, Dragon Pulse Stab, Ancient Power, hopefully for a boost, and Quiver Dance, definitely for a boost. The goal of our team is going to be get this thing in and let it set up a Quiver Dance or two. After that, it becomes almost unstoppable. Fire Gem almost guarantees a kill in every match. We waited a long time to evolve this guy and it was damn well worth it. The spirit of Christmas hovers over him like a heavy Christmas Eve snowfall. He is the embodiment of hope and joy. Clefkuno with Magic Guard. The tried and true method of Magic Guard plus Life Orb gives this guy the power boost he needs to truly do some damage while making itself a hard kill. Moonblast is our go-to damage move, Moonlight keeps us healthy, Ice Beam because why not fish for a freeze, and Cosmic Power to live even longer. What this thing lacks in actual damage power, it makes up for in annoyance to the enemy. It just sits in front of things and keeps clicking Moonblast. Clefkuno's been with us since the beginning, and we intend on keeping him with us to the end as well. Skolister with Skill Link. This is not the secret carry of the run. This is the obvious carry of the run. Skill Link plus Icicle Spear is beyond powerful, and having Spike Cannon and Mega Horn as backups makes this thing even more consistent. Shell Smash plus White Herb is one of the most powerful setup combos in Pokemon history, and we put it to good use with the absolute raw power out of this Mon. The secret to this run's success will be to let this thing pop off. And last but not least, Team Captain Dusor with Thick Fat, the holliest, jolliest, surfing flower slash sea lion you will ever meet. The Sleep Powder Leech Seed combo, aka the Suck and Cuck, has been a deadly one since Gen number 1, and if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. Sludge Bomb comes along for a double stab option, and Black Sludge combined with Leech Seed means we're quite the hard kill. Dusor isn't about raw stats or power, he's about consistency. We whittle our opponents down and make sure they regret ever doubting the powerful spirit in all of us known as Christmas. Our team is yet another hyper-offensive one, but the consistent sustain of Mons like Clefkuno and Dusor get us out of some pretty tight spots. Does this team have what it takes to save Christmas from the clutches of the white woman once and for all? It's time to find out. We walk through those fateful doors once more and approach the first of 3 white women that we must defeat. Lorelei is not only a character from Gilmore Girls, she's also a bitchy Pokemon trainer who thinks she's better than we are with ice types? Wrong bet to make, bitch. It's showtime. She leads Venusaur Aurorus, and we lead Corona. We get ballsy and set up a Quiver Dance directly in this thing's face, and it charges up for a Solar Beam. Knowing that we're gonna tank that Solar Beam, we decide to set up a second Quiver Dance, and it's practically free. We take only 15 HP damage from the beam, and nuke it the next turn with a Flamethrower. A +2 Corona versus an Ice team? I'm sure you know how this is gonna go. Latios Aurorus smacked. Curum Combuskin shit on. Frostlass Trevenant embarrassed. Smoochum Ho-Oh blasted. The White Woman gang stands no chance if they're gonna let Kirona charge up his Christmas spirit like Gohan when facing Cell. We thank Lorelei for the warm-up and continue to our next opponent. 1 fight down, 4 to go. Bruno is, of course, not a white woman. However, he is a grumpy old man. The uncle who has no kids due to 2 divorces. The uncle who's drunk on Christmas Day off of 8 spiked eggnogs. The uncle that you need to be safe around or you will get hit. Bruno leads Togekiss Hitmontop and we lead Clefkuno. We set up 2 cosmic powers while tanking a couple of air slashes, then heal with Moonlight as Togetop charges a sky attack. We smack it with a Moonblast the next turn and it's a 1-hit KO. 1-hit KOs sure seem to be a bit of a trend in this Elite Four run, and the trend, spoiler, is going to continue. Clefkuno must have just got off the phone with Santa before this match because he too is feeling quite in the spirit. He Moonblasts just 4 more times in this fight. Hitmonleaf, Kris Kringled, Alugrowth, Father Christmas, Spirarath, Sinterklaust, and finally, Highchoke gets jolly old Saint Nicked. The power of Christmas seems to fuel us more and more the closer we get to Christmas morning. I feel unstoppable. For now, 2 fights down, 3 to go. The second of 3 white women now stands before us. Agatha is a special kind of white woman though. She's a boomer white woman. She's not here to force LED Christmas lights on us, but she's still here to make Christmas all about her. She'll complain about the cooking. She'll fight with your wife about table placements. She'll even refuse to get the grandkids V-Bucks for Christmas because it just doesn't feel personal enough. She's gotta be stopped. Agatha leads Luxray Aegislash and we lead Skolister. An Icicle Spear doesn't do as much as we want it to, and we're hit back with a Scary Face. We go for another Spear, hoping for a high roll, but Agatha heals up. We decide to stick it out and keep going for Icicle Spear, as wasting away Agatha's full restores at the start of the fight is a great trade for us. So we do just that, eventually trading half our health for all of Agatha's full restores and the KO. Absol Chandelure is next, and we won't even live an ember at this point, so we swap to Clefkuno, tanking a Hex on the switch. We're outsped and forced to take another Hex, bringing us deep into yellow, but we are able to one-shot with a super effective Moonblast. Duskull Kyurem is next, and we chance staying in. We take another Shadow Ball and just live it. We hit back hard with another Moonblast, taking Dustrum deep into yellow. We make the swap to Regichu, tank another Shadow Ball, and grab the KO with an Ancient Power, even scoring the Omni boost from it to boot. With every stat boosted on an already powerful Mon, Agatha's last 2 team members of Banette Zekrom and Mismagius Clefable stand no chance. A pair of Ice Beams and a pair of Thunderbolts are all it takes to grab hold of victory. Agatha brought us closer to death than any of the other members so far, but that isn't a very high bar, is it? What more could I expect from a white woman though? 3 fights down, 2 to go. Our next opponent is an iconic one. He dresses up in cosplay, enjoys the company of magical creatures, and has autism? It can only be one man, Buddy the Elf. He tilts his head towards the ground and smirks. Then suddenly, he bursts out into a crazed laugh, tears welling up in his eyes. What's happening here? I ask him, confused. Is this like a lack of social intelligence thing? Why are you laughing? He looks me right in the eye and says, "The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear." It was at that moment that it dawned on me. He had learned to use the power of Christmas just like we had. He was going to use it against us. I turned away from Buddy, clasped my hands together, and closed my eyes. I had to call in the big guns. J-Man, I pray to you, the reason for the season, deliver me from this autism. Let me be your champion. I turn back to face Buddy with a renewed sense of confidence. I felt the power of J-Man deep inside of me. Again, no homo. We launch into battle, and I knew it was over before it began. Buddy leads Gabite Tauros, and we lead the champion of Christmas, Skulllister. We go straight for Shell Smash, and Skulllister begins to feel the power of J-Man coursing through him as well. We tank a Dragon Rush, and the inevitable begins to unfold. Buddy made one crucial mistake. He brought 5 powerful holiday monsters, but not one of them knows the strength of J-Man. That's right, folks. They're Jewish. They crumble before the incredible power of Skulllister's J-Man assisted form, resulting in an easy sweep. Buddy the elf is devastated. He stands there, quiet and motionless. I look up and I meet his eye. Does someone need a hug? I ask. This is fucking ridiculous. Buddy's face lights up and we embrace. We feel bad for him, but we did what had to be done. 4 fights down, 1 final fight to go. 'Twas the morning of Christmas, and all through the house, not a mon was stirring, not even Reggie Mouse. The stockings were hung by the PC with care, in hopes that Daddy Christmas soon would be there. Christmas morning has finally come, boys and girls. The presents are just sitting there, waiting to be unwrapped. But one person stands between us and the ultimate yearly celebration: the White Woman. We want those presents. She wants to force all the kids to wait until after breakfast. We want those stockings full of candy. She wants to fill them all with natural kale snacks. We want to win. She wants to stop us. The final showdown of Christmas begins now. White Woman leads Victory Bell Kabutops, and we lead Regichu. We hit an Ice Beam, but Victory Tops isn't a grass type. It hits back with a Leaf Blade, gets a critical hit, and takes Regichu down. This is not how we wanted our Christmas morning to start. We begin to grow nervous as we send out Corona. With the help of a Fire Gem, the revenge kill is easy though. Flygon Porygon Z is our next opponent. We're outsped and hit with Uproar, doing almost half. We hit back with Dragon Pulse, but only do about a third. We know we can't win this, so we swap to Tyrannoswine. Although resisted, Uproar still does a good chunk of damage for free. We're hit again by Uproar, then we make the brain dead mistake of going for Earthquake. Flygon, of course, has access to Levitate. We're hit with a Dragon Rush, putting us into KO range, and hit back with Crunch, finally getting at least some damage in. We swap to Clef Kuno, predicting another Dragon Rush, and are rewarded with a free switch when our prediction comes true. We hit a Moonblast into an Ice Beam combo, picking up the KO, trading only a Sandstorm getting set up. Cresselia Scolipede is next, a poison type. The perfect counter. We do stay in still though, because we need damage on this thing. We're hit with Aurora Beam, which we take well and smack it back with a Moonblast, getting some damage and lowering its special attack. Our rival uses a full restore and we go for Ice Beam, hoping to maybe luck out with a freeze. However, we do not get it. We predict another full restore the next turn and set up a free Cosmic Power. Crespede then sets up a Future Sight as we get greedy and Cosmic Power a second time. We're hit with Slash and we go for a third Cosmic Power. I refuse to lose this war of attrition. We heal up with Moonlight next turn and then continue to play games with our opponent, chipping them down while healing for several turns. Eventually, although we burn all of our rivals' healing items, we're stuck in a tight spot. We're running too low on PP, and we might need this thing in the future. We make the swap to Skulllister, who barely feels the enemy's slash. The champion of Christmas is here. And one more time, we call upon the everlasting power of J-Man. We hit a Shell Smash, powering up to heavenly levels of energy. We hit an Icicle Spear, taking Crespede out with ease. Rayquaza Licky Licky is out next, and it shrivels into nothing when faced with the power of J-Man. White Woman's Ace Blastazard comes out next. This thing is a threat, and it proves it. We had to expect this sooner or later. Just like J-Man himself, we have been asked to sacrifice ourselves for mankind. We chunk Blastazard with a Spike Cannon, but are taken out in return by way of a Hydro Pump. Skulllister goes down, rejoining J-Man up in heaven. Although we mourn his loss, we know now that we must win for him and J-Man. We send out Dewsaur. He hits 2 Hydro Pumps, and we hit 2 Sludge Bombs. Who wins? The thicker one, of course. Blastazard falls, and White Woman's last Mon comes out, Puku Muku Ambipom. Way too many of our Mons have fallen to innards out over the last 12 months of Nuzlockes on this channel. It's fitting that we kill one more of these things to finish the year off. We swap around Mons, making sure that everyone gets a hit in, whittling this thing down to nothing. Although Tyrannoswine gets the last hit for the kill, it was a team effort, a family event, just like Christmas should be. Pukapom falls, and we are officially Pokemon League champions. White Woman falls to one knee, unable to process what's happening. We make a dash for the Christmas tree and grab the biggest gift we can. We've been eyeing it for a long while. We unwrap our gift, and it's just what we asked Santa for. Victory! And that, ladies and gentlemen, was our Pokémon Infinite Fusion Ice Fusions only hardcore Nuzlocke. Thank you for reaching the end. I'm glad you stayed, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. Be sure to leave a comment down below and tell us what typing we should do next or what kind of run we should do next. Subscribe to the channel, do all that stuff. And guys, seriously, thank you for no doubt the best year I have ever had on YouTube. We want to keep this ball rolling. We want to keep working at it. So like, subscribe, comment, do all the good stuff. But most of all, boys and girls, have a Merry Christmas from my family to yours. Daddy Christmas, out.